Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Hello, welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and we are wrapping up the book called Mind Shift. We're actually done with it after today. We've gone through all of the different mind shifts. I will tell you, it's an incredible book. If you don't have it, I recommend that you get it. I was just making a list of books the other day. I have so many of you asking like, hey, what are your favorite books? What are some books for my teenagers? What are some books for young adults and girls and boys? And so I said, hey, one of the best gifts I truly believe that you can give somebody is a book that's going to help them grow as a person. So as you start making your Christmas list, or as you start thinking about the people that you're going to be giving gifts to here in the next couple months, I would recommend, and I'm actually putting together some of my favorite books, so I will share that in my stories, but this is one of those books. I would recommend that you grab it, put it in a stocking, give it as a gift. I think books are the best gifts. If you are my friend or you're in our family, the likelihood of you getting a book from us is very likely. So as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? We're going to be talking about the mind shift number 12, and it says there's no such thing as too much of a good thing. But before we dive into that, where are you tuning in from? Tell me something you're thankful for. I'm thankful for my mom fuel. If you're wanting to know more about what that is, I often share on my stories. I do different lives that talk about why we drink them as we pack up trials and how they help me. I will tell you, yesterday was one of those days where I felt like I was just barely keeping my head above the water. Not a bad thing, like between phone calls and Zooms, and it was just one of those productively busy days. I was super, super thankful. I call it my mom fuel. It's ketones. Today we have a sale on it to end this month, and we're diving into next month. And I was just like, I'm so thankful as I drink my ketones. And if you don't know what they are and you want help in your life with more energy or more focus, you need to turn on your brain, you need help getting off the couch. Hey, I need help with eating. I need a tool to help me be the best version of me. I want you to post sale in the comments because we have a sale today. You can send me a message. You can always go to ketomom.com, but I actually would love to walk you through it, why I drink that, and help you understand what ketones actually are. So post sale below and we can chat, and I'd love to talk more with you. Yesterday, I was on the phone with a handful of incredible ladies that are interested in learning more about ketones, but also how they can share it with other people. What does that look like? Or they love ketones. How can they inspire others? How can they have a side opportunity? How can they plug into our team? What does it look like? And so if that is you, if you've been watching for a while, or you've been going, hey, Stephanie hops on a Zoom with an incredible group of people, or who is she meeting at these events? Or who are all these friends? Or what is this opportunity? I love ketones. I'd love to learn more and hop on the phone with me. I'd love to share more with you. So post better in the comments and we can chat about what that looks like for you. I would love to have some conversations. So if you want a sale just on ketones, post sale below. If you want to know more about the opportunity, post better. Otherwise, let's dive into the book called Mind Shift, the last chapter, Mind Shift number 12. There's no such thing as a good thing, or no such thing as too much of a good thing. And the question I have for you is this: do you believe that just overall in your life, there should be balance? That's what he's going to talk about. That's what this chapter talks about. Oftentimes you'll hear people say, hey, it's important to have a well-balanced life. And you might think, Well, well-balanced to me is my priorities, where I spend my time, where I'm focused. It all should be balanced. And I think we hear that enough that if you were to just quickly answer yes or no, you probably would say, well, yes, it's important to have a well-balanced life. And he says, no one can argue that it's a good idea to not obsess over work or to neglect your family or to neglect your kids. And he goes, you will hear from every direction that the key to living a well is to give equal time and energy to your work, your marriage, your family, your health, your faith, and of course, your dreams. He goes, I understand why people are saying that. And I also want to give you a different thought. Not everything in life carries the same weight. And as he goes through this book and as he goes through different things, he really walks you through like, hey, love isn't well balanced. Hope isn't well balanced. Like, you can love somebody more than somebody else. He goes, ambition in somebody really isn't balanced. And oftentimes we think that we need to spend equal amount of time in our life so that we don't get out of balance. But really what he's going to challenge you in this last chapter is to go, hey, oftentimes we think of this balanced life and therefore we spend our time in spots that we actually might not need to spend our time in. He goes, I think this is super powerful. We don't need balance. We need intention and alignment. We need to spend the first part of our lives figuring out what we love to do, and then the next part of our lives figuring out how to do it. When you live a life of intention, you need only begin to get rid of things that are not good for you, and get rid of the things that are not for you. Really, what he's going to walk you through is, hey, you're not going to be out of balance if you're too kind, if you've got too much integrity, if you love and you've got ambition. Like, those are things that you're not going to be out of balance. But what will you become? You cannot have too much freedom, too much ambition, too much kindness, too much love. You cannot have too much justice. You cannot have too much compassion. You cannot have too much equality. You cannot treat a person with too much dignity. You cannot love too much. You cannot hope too much. You cannot have too much faith. Make room in your soul for the things that make you a better human, but be ruthless in eliminating everything that is not reflecting of your best self. And so oftentimes I think really the mind shift or the thought is, maybe I'm spending too much time in a certain area because I need to make sure everything has the equal amount of time, when really it's actually, if you find yourself saying yes to too many things and trying to balance life out, really what he's saying is, hey, you need intention and you need alignment. And it's important to understand, like, to have communication with your family or your work or different aspects that are super important to you where you'll be spending your time. But we often find ourselves saying yes to too many things, and we feel bad for saying no and not actually truly giving our best time and our best intention to the things that we truly are called to do. So he says, make everyone who comes across your path and this is how he's ending the book, which I think is super great. Because we are ending it. It was 12 mind shifts, 12 things to make you go, oh, I never thought about it like that. Or I didn't realize I didn't have to say yes to everything. Or the thought of not having a balanced life, what does that actually look like? Where am I saying yes to too many things when I should be saying no, even if it's a good thing? He says, may the ever-expanding universe inside of you, he talks about how you have a universe inside of you that you should be growing, you should be expanding, you should be learning. Inside of you, become the gift to the world. May everyone who crosses your path be blessed by the person you have become and the world that you have created. May you always be a beacon pointing to the noble and honorable and best of humanity. With every breath, may you be the light in the dark places and proof of life to those holding on with a silent desperation. May your life be the inspiration to all the dreamers yet to come. Here's what I will say. I have really enjoyed this book. Really, because it really helps you understand. I used really a lot. How oftentimes we think a certain thing because somebody told us it in our past, right? Like, Why do you have certain thoughts? Why do you believe certain things? Why do you do things in your life? Have you ever just stopped to think about, like, why do I do that? Oh, because my mom did it and my grandma did it and my grandma did it. And then if you go back and you go, why did you do that? There was really no reason. It was just, we do things because it was how we grew up. Somebody told us to do it that way. And my biggest encouragement to you with this Mind Shift book, or just actually going, oh my goodness, I haven't really taken personal development or self-development, or maybe you haven't really read a book in a long time, or maybe you're going, I've never really focused on my mindset. I just do the work. But there is a saying or a quote, it's not mine, it's from Joseph McClendon III. He says this often. I like to help people. I think it's super important, because if you are looking at your life today and you're looking at the results that you have today, your life, everything that you have in your life, right? Your relationships and your finances and where you're at, you might go, well, it's because of my past. It's because of these people. It's easy to blame other people. It's easy to justify. But if you think of this one little thought and it goes, as I think, so I feel, as I feel, so I do, and as I do, so I have. And if you are an adult watching me, which I'm assuming most of you are, you have what you have today as a result of your actions, which come from a feeling, which starts in your thoughts. And if you've never really truly took that to heart and gone, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that my thoughts dictated a lot of the stuff that I have in my life today. They were so powerful. They create words that come out of my mouth. They create the actions, which is really the result of what I have today. How do I change what I have, or how do I make a shift? How do I make a mind shift? How do I get a different result? How do I get something new? How do I start going in a different direction? It starts with your thoughts. Do you believe that you can? Are you speaking life into you and your family? Or are you speaking garbage? Like the words that are coming out of your mouth. Do you see? My husband asked me this morning, he was like, hey, what are some things you're believing for? I don't think he phrased it that way. He was like, wait, do you remember what you said to me, Steve?
What are some things you're dreaming for?
What are the things you're dreaming for? And I said, man, I know dreaming is important. I know a vision board is important. There are a lot of things that our family has put on vision boards, things that we believed for, things that we have accomplished. And I said, man, right now, I feel like personally in my life, I don't really have a big dream. I need to take some time to dream again, but I really feel like I'm managing life, which isn't bad. Like, I'm managing all of the things that we have going on right now, but I do need to get back into where are we going? What are the next steps? Where is our family going? What are we believing for? And I would encourage you to do the same. So as we dive into the next 60 days before we end this year, my question to you is that, what are you believing for? What are you dreaming about? What are some things that you've been going, oh, I forgot that I was passionate about that. Or I would love to get more involved in this. Hey, I would love to. So what are you believing for? What are you dreaming for? Where do you need to have a little mind shift to believe that you can go after those things? And that's it. So I'm going to be dreaming and believing and really getting more of a clear vision of not just from me, but for my family, and where we're going to end this year and to dive into this next year with focus, with intention, so that we can go after these, so we can just keep growing. I think it's important to keep growing. So I want to say this. Thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. I need to dream and have a vision of where the KetoMOM page is going. That's something that I need to think about and dream about and pray about. And hopefully we can add value to your life. Thank you for tuning in. At any point in time, you can send me a message. You can reach out. You can ask questions below, and I will reach out to you. You can go to ketomomsecrets.com. You can click on how to get started. You can click on recipes. You can click on book club. You can send me a message. I would love to connect with you. You can post sale in the comments if you want to know more about my mom fuel. You can, if you want to hop on the phone and know more about the opportunity, about our business. I think my husband wants to say something. You don't want to say anything? Okay, about our business and where we're going, I'd love to hop on the phone and have a phone call with you. So post better in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. Thank you for tuning in. Bye, everybody.